Hi, this is Shauna with the Jeffco DeAngelis Foundation, and I am here with our national treasure, Mr. D, former retired principal of Columbine High School. And we're here to talk to you right now about school resource officers. And Frank, Mr. D, would you tell us a little bit about the value add of our school resource officers, SROs, and what it looked like then versus what it looks like now in their role?
Sure, Shauna, once again, thank you for having me. And I am a strong proponent for SROs. I think back to April 20th, 1999, we had an SRO in the building, and he was actually outside when word came out that there was gunshots fired at Columbine High School. He immediately came to Columbine, the parking lot, and started exchanging gunfires with the gunmen that were standing at an advantage looking down upon him. And back then, the protocol was secure the perimeter. And it basically, we had responding officers coming, but we had to wait until the SWAT team arrived. And that was the protocol because they were trained to go in and deal with the shooters and things of that nature. And so what was frustrating at that particular period of time is officers waiting outside for the SWAT team to arrive. But since that time, it's changed. Single officers are going in. We recently had a situation up in St. Louis where the school resource officers were actually in the building, and unfortunately, two lost their lives along with the killer, but they were able to stop the shooter and the intruder. And I think that's the most important thing. And school resource officers, I will have their back. I totally believe in school resource officers. And for us at Columbine, not only prior, but in the aftermath, I saw that the school resource officers that were that one adult the kids could go to, we had many teachers, but our school resource officers over the year was just fantastic.
That's wonderful to hear. And what would you tell administrators about that school resource officers? Because there's a lot of debate about this in public now. And what would you tell your administrators who feel like maybe it's a punishment? So that's, it's not, that's usually assistant principal role, right? So you can talk about that as our former administrator too.
Right. And I know when I get an opportunity to go out and speak with at conferences with administrators, it's how you deliver the message. For us at Columbine High School, our school resource officer was part of the staff. I would use him. We would use him to go into classrooms and talk. He was at parent meetings. We had so many of our students that would confide in that school resource officer, and he was part of the staff. He was at games, he was at dances, and he was another member of the staff. Where I struggle with school administrators is when they were stating that if you act up, I'm going to send you down to the cop down in the office. It's not about punishment. That's one of their roles, but they're also there to help kids and provide that support. And that's the most important thing, is how you deliver the message. And I just, like I said, school resource officers do so much more. And it was a little over a year ago, we lost a school resource officer, Gordon Beasley. And it was during the summer, and he was shot. And I went to his memorial service, and just hear the testimonies by all of the students. And every Wednesday, he would get with a special needs student and ride a bike to school. That's what the school resource officers are. And so many times the narrative is not an accurate narrative. And I think that's the thing that we need to change, because school resource officers are a great value in every community. If I was a parent, I am a parent and grandparent, and I want to see a school resource officer in my granddaughter's school. In some of these other places, it needs to take place.
Well, thank you so much. Again, Frank DeAngelis, our national treasure. So certainly one of Jeffco's favorite people, one of my favorite people. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll talk again soon.